All right, I'm back with for the games with this deck. Here's what I decided on. Uh, we're playing things like, so we basically didn't see any red cards in this draft, which is kind of silly. We saw some multicolored cards, but we didn't really see red cards. I'm playing more treacheries than I would like. We're a little low on playables. I'm playing some blackguard sidearms. Blackguard sidearms make Rakano Flagbearer better. They make Rebel Sharpshooter better. Same with Shogun Scepter. They make Cabal Recruiter better. It makes it harder to block. There's a lot of stuff that I can put, well, not a lot of stuff, but there are cards, namely Recalculator, that I can put weapons on that my opponent doesn't really want to kill or remove. I'm also playing Ghost Form, even though I don't really want to, mainly because I do have Infiltrate cards. 2 of them. In terms of upsides, we do have a lot of removal. We've got 2 Amethyst Acolytes, 2 Stone Scar Maguses, and a fair number of ways to sacrifice them, namely Combust, and we have a Ravenous Thorn Beast. Is that it? Well, there's also a way to recur them, which is, Darker Turn, playing 1 Darker Turn. We also have a Runic Revolver, which is always sweet. I'm playing 18 lands, still trying to figure out how many lands is correct to play when lands work slightly differently than in Magic. Namely, if I wanted to play Blackguard Sidearm and execute in the same turn, I would just need to have played 1 Shadow Sigil in the history of the game. So that's an argument to say that you don't need to play quite as many lands in Eternal Card Game as in Magic, but also there's like no mana fixing in this deck, and there are 5 more cards than in a Magic limited deck. So kind of wish that we'd seen more red cards, more aggressive red cards, more red removal like Torch and stuff, but it is what it is. We didn't see those things. So in we go. I expect to see a lot of red. It seems like red is a pretty popular draft color in the packs that I was drawing from, although again, I don't know when those packs were from. I don't know how long they've been in there. I think 5 lands with 2 drops is actually a pretty solid, pretty standard starting hand. Maybe a little slow for what my opponent is doing, but there's nothing we can do about that. Okay, Knife Jack. So they're going to be getting in with a lot of damage, but they do get punished for getting in with a lot of damage. Hopefully they play something to block that is susceptible to the Amethyst Acolyte. Certainly not blocking. You're vanilla 2/2. Alright, they don't play anything to block just yet, at least. In we go. Sure. Gets lightning striked. And then we can play a Scavenging Vulture, which is going to be happy to trade with Blood Beetle if they allow that. Sure. My opponent is scheming, thinking hard, strategizing, planning. I will accept that trade. I do like having the Puma, actually. I expect I'll be playing that next turn. Although there's also an argument to Amethyst Acolyte this thing so that they have to do a pretty bad block. Ooh, if they don't play another flyer, I know what we are Amethyst Acolyting. So let's take this thing out. And then I might as well just not attack yet. Sure. That's a fast spell, so they must have... Oh, right, they hadn't played a Sigil yet. I see. I was thinking they must have something... Oh, this costs 2 red. Oh, that's painful. I didn't notice that until just now. Well, I suppose we ought to attack with both. I was going to say, I was thinking that they were telling us that they had cards in their deck that cost 1 mana by playing that during their turn, but then they played a Sigil, and so there's not much you can derive from that. All right. So what does Shogun Scepter do here? If I put it on this thing, then it's a 3/5, which means I get to kill something if they double block. That seems sweet. Let's do it. It's my thinking. So here we go. Leaving this thing back to trade with the 2/2 and not get eaten by the 1/3. There's not going to be any real disincentive to play a Cabal Recruiter this turn too, is there? Summon each. Wow. That's pretty strong. I'll play another Cabal Recruiter to really just rub some salt in the wounds. I suppose I can have deal 1 damage to all enemies and stun them. That doesn't seem to... enemy units. That doesn't seem to really hurt me here. Also, it's a rare, so I don't expect to see it. Sure. That doesn't make a huge difference to me, does it? In we go with everything, I suppose. Try to press the advantage. Lifesteal and unblockable. I suppose I could have given this lifesteal and unblockable. That seems unbelievably greedy. So we've gotten 3 war cries off, and we haven't seen the fruits of any of that. So we have something pretty sweet waiting for us, I think. Alright. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. This will be good with lifesteal and unblockable. So let's put this down and end the turn. So this lifesteals and unblockables into them and can no longer trade with this thing, and that thing has lifesteal. That's a problem. That's not awesome. Wow. Wow. Well, let's give this lifesteal and unblockable. You can trade with the Puma. That's actually good for me, I think. I think I like that my opponent did that. This is not a good race for us. It's really not. There's a lot that I can draw here. There's a lot that I can draw here. That doesn't look like it. Guess I want to go into these 3 things, hold this back to block the trainer. I am playing 2 outright removal spells. And I wish I had the capacity to block that 10/7. All comes down to my top deck here. That'll do it. That'll do. Don't mind that. In with these 2, I guess. And then this can block the 2/5. We do need pretty perfect luck from here on out. I don't think there's any charge flying. I guess I could have just hurled this into the 2/5, but... Ooh, that's pretty nice. So, combust this to kill this. Maybe I should have waited until they, like, drew something that I really couldn't handle, but this just seems too strong. In. Hold this back just in case. Yeah, I didn't really expect that they would block there. All right. I think we dug ourselves out of that hole. I'm not sure what they could have here that means that we lose. Wow. I shouldn't speak too soon. War cry doesn't really help much if you never see the card you're war crying. Okay. What's it gonna be? What have you got? You got lifesteal this turn. So you're up to 3 here. Okay. And I get another Shadow Sigil. Well, at least we get to take out their Gruan. Another relevant top deck. Give the unit flying, okay. So that's a blocker. The ultimate recalculator. So this has to block, right? Unless they have some amazing removal spell. We go in with both. This has to block the 3/5. Right? I don't even know what removal spell would do it there. 11/11 recalculator. Okay, what spells do you have in the void? Oh, it's not going to that's infiltrate, not summon. Okay. All right. Well, that was quite the game. That was pretty awesome, actually. I think that was one of the best games I've had in Eternal Card Game Draft. Certainly one of the very closest. It really did come down to a whole lot of top deck, which is an unfortunate thing, but can't keep this. Can't keep this either. I think we're headed for a loss, which is the bad thing about not playing best out of 3 rounds. Woo, that's nice. That's very nice. Amethyst Acolyte is pretty strong here. Just need to keep drawing sigils for a little bit. Just a few more sigils, and I'll be happy. That's something that I can play, I think. Looks like it is going to be. My opponent had a blank second turn, which certainly helps me in my mana deprived state. Sure. Let's pump this thing up. My opponent is worse off than I am. They're stuck. They're presumably playing a 2 or more color deck, which has black as one of its colors, and they're stuck on 2 black mana. Okay, there we go. All right, it's the War of the Amethyst Acolytes, because this looks pretty darn good for my opponent. But in reality, we clear the way and get another attack in. And another Warcry. But they've unlocked their red cards, so we're going to see a lot more resistance starting now, I imagine. Good. That's good. That's very good. So the card, I could play Ghost Realm on the 4/2, but I want to save it for Cabal Recruiter. I'm just going to play Cabal Recruiter. I could offer all of the trades, but that seems pretty bad, doesn't it? Especially since Runic Revolver is going to be really good here if I can get that land. I don't even want to... Yeah, okay. That's really good. But I can't get that land. Let's see what happens here. That's nice. That's very nice. And I'll play a Lethrai Ranger. I'll pass the turn. 3/1. It's not awesome for me. Okay. So you can get my 4/2. We are playing identical decks as always. Oh, that's a nice draw. That is a nice draw. So shoot the opponent. Attack with... I guess I just keep back the 1/4. I can attack with this thing. I guess that's what I attack with for the foreseeable future. I really want that land. I really want that Runic Revolver. Come on now. On this thing, probably? I don't really see the point in putting it on the 1/1. Still gets blocked by the 1/4 unless you have removal for that. But like, doubling down on this is great because when I kill it, you get a torch. What's the deal here? Yep, on itself. Okay. So no attacks for a while, I think. Just Runic Revolver. If I Runic Revolver here, I I kill this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to have to let him 1 damage. It makes him pretty bad blocks, I guess. But I get to keep my Runic Revolver. So let's do that. I guess I actually have some pretty good blocks. But as soon as the 3-1 die, I have to block the 3-1, and as soon as it dies, my Runic Revolver is out the window. That's fine. Yeah. This is they now have a target for their recurral spells, right? There's nothing that they could have brought back before, but now they have something they can pull back. If they have like 2 units and a weapon, they get back Runic Revolver. That's pretty sweet. Whatever, Smuggler's Stash is the card I'm thinking of. Alright, what are we gonna see? I'm thinking they probably don't have Smuggler's Stash because that would be a snap play. Attack and then Smuggler's Stash would be the clear strategy. Alright. That was interesting. I'll take out the 2/2 because Stone Star Magus profitably blocks anything with an Obsidian Armor on it. And I'm about to have 2 Stone Star Maguses? Mages? Different word. I guess they didn't want to get 1 damage on the Magus, but on the Revolver, but they could have killed my Revolver with their Torch. Do they really want to use the Torch on something else? Yeah, that makes sense. That's the thing I thought that they should be armoring up. For sure they're going to get to murder my Revolver. It's just that after that, I'm feeling pretty good about the state of the board. We have comparable number of cards in hand, and my cards are action. Like, these are good cards to have. I guess I should be playing around... okay. I mean, I'm going to block it. What's the deal here? What can... They didn't, like, give it flying or unblockable or... So, we're gonna take that out for sure. I guess there was not really any good target for the Beast Caller's Amulet. That's what makes Beast Caller's Amulet pretty conditional. Okay, so you get my Revolver. Yep. That's fine. That's not thrilling, but... so... I'll offer to trade the Lethrai Ranger. I'll attack with everything, and I'll put down... I guess Recalculator. Because it blocks everybody. And even if it dies, I don't care. Sure. Also sure. So we're triple blocking the Ranger? Yep, that's probably the right play. That's what I thought that they would probably do. In goes 4 damage, and down comes Recalculator. We're feeling pretty good. It's not a whole lot that derails us here. I was worried... I think I never finished the sentence. I was thinking about playing around Plague by not putting down the Scavenging Vulture. But also it's gotten buffed, so it's not such a worry. Okay, what do you have? The thing that gives a torch? Nope. The Obsidian Golem, and then the thing that gives a sword. Right, because the thing that gives a torch, Rebel Illuminator, died to my... it was buffed by a pair of weapons, and then it died to -2/-2. So now it's in the graveyard with -1 health. Yeah, that does shut me down a little bit. This seems like the time to play Scavenging Vulture. And they can attack if they want. I might even let it through. No, probably not. Yep, okay, I'm letting it through. Definitely. Makes a ton of sense for them to attack. Makes a ton of sense for me to let it through and then execute it next turn. So that's not a fast spell, is it? Nope. They go up to 16. I'm down to 13. Seems pretty good for them. I'll leave back one blocker because they do have access to charge cards. They could have a big meaty card with charge. For that reason, I might even leave back the Scavenging Vulture. So let's play this, execute that guy. They go down to 14. 3, 5, 7, 9, 10. Okay, yeah, I'll leave back the 1/4. It doesn't make a lot of sense to leave back Scavenging Vulture. I don't know what I would be playing around by doing that. Okay. So they need, what is this right now? 3/3? They get back, yep, the 3/3. So that does hold the ground. Oh, and it's a 4/4 now, yeah. Now it's a 6/6. Thankfully, I have access to like quadruple blocks. I mean, I can block with the Magus and the 2/1. And that kind of does the trick for me. But yeah, they need to have drawn an answer to the Vulture this turn. Or like give this a lot of lifelink or something. Aha! So they gain 2 health. Yeah, okay. That does something, but so does this. Alright. And that's that game. So we're 2-0 here. I'm going to once again grab a bit of coffee while I queue up. Oh, I think I did that in a draft that I recorded before. I'm going to grab some coffee while I queue up. All right, a cat is attempting to steal my chair. So like this hand is super sweet if we draw a Fire Sigil, but we're not going to draw a Fire Sigil. Let's be real. It's also how I feel about this hand, except we also need a Fire Sigil or a Shadow Sigil, and there's our Fire Sigil. So that's pretty cool. This is the situation where Treachery is good. It's on our curve. They definitely have a good creature in their hand. And we can really disrupt their progress the way that they just disrupted mine by playing that card. Okay, what am I afraid of? Towering Terrazon seems not so bad. Argenport Instigator seems not so bad. So I think we're getting rid of like the Obscene Bomb. They may very well have Recurval, but I don't know. Okay, so we're going to try to clear the ground a little bit to get in an attacker. Okay, that's nice because I can combust this thing into this thing. Attack for 2. So when they have 8 or more power, they get that weapon back, but they don't have 8 or more power right now, so. All right, so we want to play Rebel Sharpshooter, and then we want to play the Shogun Scepter on the Rebel Sharpshooter. That's the game plan. And our deck obliges for once. Let's go in with this thing. Play this. And it's more brutally aggressive than the Magus. Sure. So this does get quick draw when it has 4 more attack, right? Yes. So plunk this on. I can stand to take some beats here. So we war crew. We war crod. 7/8. Not blocking your 7/8 vigilance. Yeah, that's certainly a problem, isn't it? So the Magus can bump this down to a 5/6. If they don't have any other weapons or this sort of thing, we can Alchemical Blast it before combat damage so that Quick Draw kills it without this thing dying. That's our plan. So I have to block here. and then give it -2/-2. And I take 1 damage. This happens. So 5/6 now. Now I look like I really carelessly attack without thinking about it. Because I'm a clumsy nerd. That's their hypothesis. They're like, wow, I'm playing against a clumsy nerd. Do they have some sort of combat trick, or they're like not sure about the block? Sure. All I care about is the Terrazon. What is this? All right, well, we're going to blast the Terrazon and smoke it and be happy. But I play that card. Okay. I take out this thing. Go in with these 3. No. I take out this thing. Attack with this. If I take this thing out, then attack with this. They're probably triple blocking. I kill these 2 and keep the Stone Scar Magus alive. No, they're probably blocking the Stone Scar Magus and giving this -2/-2. That's still not bad for me. Or they just don't block with anything, which is like also sweet. If I attack with, if I hold these things back, maybe I attack with this too. I could just attack with all 3 and accept that I could just attack with all 4. It's not like this guy's blocking. This gets eaten. Stone Scar Magus blocks this or something. Let's make this attack. I don't like how low. I really do prefer the half-hour timer on the full game so that I can allot my thinking time the way that I want to. Okay, if this is the block, then I'm really glad that I left back the Knife Jack. But yeah, it's like, I don't know, some things take more than however long that was to consider, and nearly everything takes way less. So it's like it's forcing me into this really awkward distribution. Okay, what can I... Ooh. Okay. Do I want Amethyst Acolyte or Stone Scar Magus? Probably the Magus. That seems pretty sweet. So let's eat this thing. Going with these 2. That's a trade that I'm okay with. Pull back a Stone Scar Magus, and then play it, I guess, because it's a really good attacker. Whoops. What does that do? Kills the Blood Beetle, I guess? in. Dealing 4, and I will play Cabal Recruiter. And that's the game. Okay. If I win this game, I have just about a 1 in 3 chance of getting a diamond chest. You expect in 3 times that you go 4 and 3 to get a diamond chest. It's all about prize support. That's the only reason I play, is imaginary little chests full of imaginary little currency. Just kidding, I play because it's fun. Playing, not quite so much as drafting. All I want to do is draft. I would like to draft, recycle, draft, recycle, draft, recycle. And I'd like to get feedback when I recycle on how good the deck would have done if I'd played it. That's my ideal situation. Like, I draft the deck, I see, oh, okay, this one would only have gone, I don't know, 3-3. Then I draft another deck and I'm like, oh, hey, great. This one would have gone 8-3. You know, that's, are there even 8 games in this? 7-3? Yeah, I think there are 8. No, I think there are actually 7. But yeah, that's my ideal. This is a sweet hand, by the way. Play the Fire Emblem, or Sigil, or whatever it is. Fire Emblem, it turns out, is something completely different. Hope I didn't blow anybody's mind there. Alright. I feel like I probably want to just murder that, right? And get myself a 4-4. I think it's a little weak, but whatever. I do want to have a 4-4 on the board. Next turn I can be playing Cabal Recruiters and stuff. Treachery gets worse every turn I don't play it, of course. I think my ideal is... I don't know. Oof. That's rough. I'll play a Cabal Recruiter. Yeah, Combust is not do not love Combust in this situation. I really need to play this Treachery. That's the problem with Treachery. It doesn't contribute to your board position at all. It takes a card out of your hand, just as it takes a card out of their hand. It's not a good card. Treachery is not a good card. I'm playing it because I don't have enough playables. That's the reason. Okay, I guess this looks pretty sweet. So we attack with both. First, let's Treachery. Maybe they have an ambush card. So Treachery first of all. They have a combat trick or something, so that's pretty irrelevant. Okay. Outland Sniper they can actually play, but it doesn't do anything at all. It can kill the flag... What is that called? Recano Flagbearer? It can kill that if I play it, but I don't think I need to play that anytime soon. Valkyrie Enforcer is probably worse for me because it's in the air. Let's take it, even though they can't play it yet. Okay, and then I'll go in with both. They're going to block the... I actually don't know. I would probably block the 1-4, yeah. That's a nastier ability. And they're giving a +2 +2 this turn? Okay. Sure. So they blocked it because they would have lost the 4-1 if they blocked the 4-4 and gave it Giant Growth Finest Hour. Let's play this fella. Lady. And fella. Lady massaging an old man. I assume the old man is the top unit of the enemy's deck. Alright, Recogulator makes Combust much better. Particularly since they have a very obvious target now. I probably do just go in with both. I really don't want them to block this, and if they have another combat trick... Okay, yeah. So that's a sweet turn for me. Let's see what we get. That's very nice. That's very, very nice. Then we'll play Recogulator, so that if this thing gets too immense, which I don't really expect it will, I know they don't have any green influence. But yeah, then we have an answer to that. Right, so that thing can take out the 1-2. At least we presented a target for it. I will first attack with this. See if they're willing to offer me a free card for free, which they aren't, I'm sure. Then I will combust this thing into this thing, because Order of the Spire is incredibly good. Not something I want to face. And then we will play a Cabal Recruiter to just scare my opponent a little bit. If they attack, I'll do the double block here, so that we're not risking a Torch or a Claw of the First Dragon killing this thing, which it did. Yeah, so that dies this turn. Play 4 random 1-cost units, and that's not, like, great for me. No, I want to play a I want to play Stone Scar Magus after this. Because I was thinking, do I play Amethyst Acolyte? And the answer is no, I want a Stone Scar Magus this turn. So you get 1/2, 2/2 flying, 1/2 flying, and a 1/1. Okay. That's less scary because I have Amethyst Acolyte and Stone Scar Magus, which are pretty good answers to the flying things. Sure. That happens. These two can go in. I'm going to want to Amethyst Acolyte the 1/2 flyer. I'm really going to want my Stone Scar Magus to die so that I can kill their Twilight Raptor. Man, that weapon is sweet. Are there legendary 1-cost units? I'm not sure. Okay, that happens. So I'll take out your 1/2. Thanks very much. And in goes the 2/2. Then we'll nerf this thing a little bit and give them a reason to leave back a blocker. A blocker with at least 1 power specifically. 2/1 will trade with 2/2 if offered. 1/1 will trade with 1/1 if offered. Sure. Kind of seems like we're now both getting in with 2 damage. Ooh, that's nice. Quick draw on this thing means it can't get blocked profitably, so that's what's happening. Warcry 2 is nice, very nice. Okay. Is that really... that just happens? Okay. Well, we'll see what's in their hand. It kind of feels like that was pretty good for me. Okay. I guess that makes sense. I do not get to see what I was warcrying into. I just want to go in with this and let them attack for 3. That seems correct. Hope they don't have like a torch or something. Sure. Yeah, this is a fragile situation. Especially if I just can't draw my so we're going in for lethal. If I just can't draw the thing I've just warcried 6 times. But they're at 2, I'm at 17. We have a lot of room for error here. Alright, and they didn't. Alright. Going for the diamond. Yeah, they're a 7. They're a 7, not 8. You start with 2 silver chests. Then you earn a silver chest, upgrade all 3 to gold, and upgrade all 3 to diamond. Estimated wait time is lower now. I wonder if that's a function of time of day or what part of the, what part of the draft I'm in. The fact that I'm higher up. That it's definitely a function of just a change in the number of people playing, because the higher up you get, the longer your wait time should be. And indeed, that's seems to be what we just experienced, contrary to the expected wait time. I guess, these two things are pretty good together, the sharpshooter and the sidearm. And we can play the recruiter. So, works for me. I feel like I played this player already. Can you replay people in drafts? That wouldn't be right. Maybe I played them in a previous draft that I did today. This is my second draft today. The sidearm on the sharpshooter is silly. It's redundant. It gets quick strike for 2 different reasons. You'd much prefer to put it on like Cabal Recruiter or something. I keep thinking it gets something else. I don't know what. But not quick draw. We will fight. And we'll play a Cabal Recruiter. If they only have a 2/2 next turn, well, never mind. 1/4 is still pretty good. Sure. Kind of feel like just playing another Cabal Recruiter. The alternative is just kill the 2/1. That's pretty strong. Let's do that. Let's kill the 2/1. And pass the turn. No sense attacking with a 3/3 into a double block where we're just going to trade a 3/3 for a 2/2. A 3/3 with an ability for a 2/2 that no longer has an ability. Here I will attack, and if they want to, they can make my Recruiter useless. But, you know, this is why Stonescar Magus is good. And we would like to see Stonescar Magus die when we have creatures that we're really not very attached to. Yeah, I was thinking they'd probably make that a 1/1, actually. So we're going to respond by doing this, and they are going to Death Strike that. Okay, that's kind of nice. Drawing that removal out. I mean, certainly Cabal Recruiter is one of my best units. We are going to kill the 5/3, and then nothing else, right? There's nothing else to do. I'm really glad to have Execute in my back pocket. That seems very nice. All right, this is also very good. I was waiting to be able to play my Puma because it's strong on this board. I don't think we're going to be blocking with it. I think we're going to be pumping it up. Okay. So do I just... If I pump up the Puma, it still can't attack. I pump it up once this turn and then once next turn, I suppose. Seems extremely goofy, but I think that's the way this has to be. Putting all my eggs in one basket for sure. Also, can it get double walked in a stupid way? Well, actually, I just got Alchemical Blast, so 7 damage Quick Strike. Yeah, I feel like they're going to not be able to block this. If they have... it's not much. They have 1 card in hand. So in, and I get a bunch of health. They can go in with the 5/6, and I'm going to execute it. Okay, so that's going to happen, right? 8 or more power. So when they play their next thing, but it doesn't really matter. I'm going to go in. I don't know what they think I'm doing here, but they did make the block, which I guess is, I mean, it's not much you can really do other than make that block. And Thornbeast is going to sacrifice the Sharpshooter, because Sharpshooter is really not doing a heck of a lot of work here. So if they get a Sigil, then they get their weapon back, which they do. They can play it and get a 5/5, which trades with the Thornbeast, but does not block the Puma. So we go in with both. I'll trade my Thornbeast, that's fine. I'll hold my Sigil just to make them play a little bit more cautiously, under the expectation that I might have 2 action cards in my hand. What's this? Okay. In we go. So they're going to have to start chump blocking unless they have some magic, which they don't. Recalculator is very good in this situation because even if it gets removed, it's still 2/1s. Okay, let's... Treachery, let's see what's in there. No valid cards, okay. Well, they take 2. And I'll attack with both of these. I should have attacked with 3. That didn't make any sense. Okay. That would have made Recalculator lethal next turn. So yeah, I should have... Oh, that also would have made Execute lethal, but I don't think they're going to be exhausting a minion anytime soon. They still need to draw another Sigil to get their weapon back. Okay. Alright. There's our diamond chest. These games have been fun. I'm having fun. Our deck beat. It always has answers. 18 lands, I think, is pretty clearly the right amount. I've had no mana problems. I think I played against one person who had serious mana problems, but only for a turn or so. The estimated wait time is way lower than the actual wait time. I've read that that's a tactic. They've waited for less time. On the other hand, if you give them higher wait times, then they're always pleasantly surprised. So, I like my opponent's name. The platypus is my favorite animal. It's my favorite type of animal. I have individual animals that I like more than your archetypical platypus. But okay, let's see some sigils here. Okay, we didn't see some sigils, and we're gonna have to leave our knife jack back. 4 damage. 4 damage. It's a lot of damage. And that's not many. It's not a lot of sigils. 4 damage. Thankfully, I don't have a whole lot that gets ruined by... Well, I actually do. Both Cabal Recruiter and Rebel Sharpshooter get ruined by 4 damage static bolts. Yeah, this is not going well. Uh-huh. I mean, your 4th turn is a knife jack. So far, you've played 3 cards while your opponent's been mana screwed. So I wouldn't do too much bragging. Sure, get damage in while you can. Sure. Oh yeah, then they do have another static bolt for the kill, don't they? Is there anything that I can do with this Shadow Sigil? They do have another. It's 2 damage, increases it. One of them increases it to 2 damage. Another one increases it to 3 damage. So another one increases it to 4 damage. Which means that I would have to like instantly gain life to not die. So we will concede. As much as it pains me against this person who has an awesome name, but seems to think I made a mistake by mulliganing into a bad hand and then playing a game where you can't mulligan again no matter how bad that hand is. We'll certainly redraw this. And it's certainly better than our last hand. This guy's a pretty cool mohawk. It's funny because this looks like a red-blue mage, but there's no red-blue in this game. Not yet. I like this guy. He looks pretty powerful. He looks like he knows what's going on. He looks like he can take care of himself. Okay. Ouch. I guess I should get rid of the Frostkin. This is very hard without knowing if they have stun cards in their hand. I don't really know what the point of getting rid of one Sauropod is. No, let's do that. Let's get rid of one Sauropod. That's just a really good card. I guess I'm playing a 3/3 Thornbeast. This is the Echo deck. Sure. In goes my Thornbeast. Next turn, they're going to get to kill something, so they can kill Cabal Recruiter if they want to spend a turn doing that. If they have a sigil. They did have a lot of cards. I saw 4 creatures out of 7 cards, was it? So they may actually not have that 4th sigil, but we'll see. I imagine they're playing a lot of spells. Okay, well, there's their sigil. So they can stun the 1/4 and kill it. Pretty wild combo. Or the 3/3. Okay. Now the question is, do they have spells that stun in their hand? Yep, I'll make the block. So they have something good with 2 toughness, don't they? To play here. I wouldn't mind a land. I could get them... Oh, never mind. Not what I was thinking. Fate, draw, snowball. Okay, so that's what they did earlier. Let's make that a 3/3. That seems more manageable to me. Can do some fun double blocking on that. They do have a snowball to kill my 2/1, but they didn't have an extremely exciting 4-mana drop. So, I see, yeah, but they get a sigil. Okay. If I attack, nothing very good happens. So let's play a 3/3. Just kind of waiting for them to draw something that stuns one of my creatures and they can kill it, which is unfortunate. Also, they have the second sauropod, yeah, which is coming down now. That's probably what I'm executing because I don't have a very good way of handling that. Oh, or I make it a 4/3 and can block it with my 3/3. What do they have at instant speed? I don't know. Gains flying. Okay, sure. So it is going to get executed. It's permanent flying, yeah. Okay. So, plain and simple. They could have negate or something, I suppose. Doesn't seem like they did. Levitate. Flying this turn and draw a card. Okay. Why not do that during their turn? The good news is that the Runic Revolver looks available. Looks like it can get protected. They don't have the attacks to get through against it. Then I'm going to bring back not Thorn Beast. 3/2. Yeah, let's get the Acolyte. I'll end the turn. I suppose I could have attacked with, let's say, my 3/3. Maybe not yet. I mean, maybe I won't do that yet. Sure, I would eat your combat trick with my Rebel Sharpshooter. The Cabal Recruiter and Runic Revolver are a pretty good combo because I can put 1 damage on something and then kill it. So maybe I go in with these 2 cards. That seems right. Hold this back because it can just get destroyed and okay. Was staying back to block. It's a lot of sigils there. 11 sigils. They grabbed one of them deliberately from their deck. And this card is just almost all the time useless, but except right now. I spoke too soon. Okay. Yar. So Amethyst Acolyte is going down. There you have it. They have access, I imagine, to a number of bombs. Okay, there we go. I suppose this is going to do something. I'll Chemical Blast this thing. And then eat it. Too late. Much too late. They already got 3 cards. But it took 3 cards. It took this, plus Flash Freeze, plus the summon ability on the Frostkin. So let's attack. And then let's go in. They might have an ambush card or something, but they don't. Alright. I have lethal on the board. Nothing in my hand. They have a whole lot of sigils all the time. Sigils.deck. Not in power, just sigils. It's quite possible that they just got mana flooded. The fact that they're playing 3 colors and a lot in each color kind of suggests to me that they actually are just playing a heck of a lot of sigils. Time for the ultimate game. No longer the penultimate. No longer the one before the penultimate. So I'm certainly going to have enough gold to do another draft, which is good. That's what I aim for. I like to break even. Redraw again. That's too bad. That's really too bad. They mulliganed 2 at least. Yeesh, that hurts. Ow. I mean, this... If I had had just 1 Shadow Sigil, this could have been a pretty sweet start. Knife Jack into Treachery into any one of these 3. Like, this is a great hand if you're not mana screwed. I'm playing 8 Shadow Sigils, I believe. Should see one in the next 4 cards. The next 5 cards, I mean, sorry. Well, there it is. Let's Treachery and Knife Jack, because Knife Jack's really good here. And this seems like the moment for Treachery. They have a combat trick. +3/+3, I bet. Or they have, you know, they have something at instant speed. That's all we know. Uh-huh. They have something maybe relevant at instant speed. Maybe relevant, maybe not. Okay. I think I'm way more afraid of the Carnosaur, for sure. Yeah. I'm really not enthusiastic about Carnosaur. By which I mean I'm very enthusiastic about it since it's an awesome card. Okay, so give it +3/+3. That's what that thing's gonna do next turn. Or maybe not, because I can force them to have a sigil by playing this. Also, oh, I clearly didn't read it carefully enough, because I don't know if it costs 1 or 2 green. The unit +4. Okay, so they do not have another sigil. Okay. That's a pain. At least I have like triple blocks or whatever. Okay, so they drew another sigil, I guess. Why didn't they play their card? They didn't play anything? Why does that happen? If I go in with both, they can trade their 1/2 for the 2/1, which is fine because that clears away for like the flag bearer and whatever. Okay. Then I will play... Let's play the flag bearer. What is it? They have a 5 mana something at instant speed? I don't get this. I don't get this at all. This is weird. I guess it could have been kill all units or something, but they're playing this thing now. 1 green for future reference. I'll play the Amethyst Acolyte to give myself good double blocks, I guess. Not good double blocks, but double blocks nonetheless. They definitely have a combat trick, though. I don't exactly want to be in the business of quadruple blocks. I don't know, I probably would have done like... And this is weird. I probably would have done a 3-7 over the 4-5. But that's just me. Let's play Cabal Recruiter. It can block the 3-3 or the 3-4 and try to draw a combat trick. I kind of think that they don't have a combat trick, though, because of... Was that an Ornamental Daggers? Probably. But because of the fact that they just haven't attacked. Okay? Alright, time to just start trying to get damage in over the top. Very, very, very slowly. They played 1 Ornamental Daggers and passed the turn. My opponent is very reserved. They're just holding everything. That's really bad here. Let's attack. 1 damage in the air. Devastating. I'll play the 2-2. Having lots of infiltrate cards asks them to keep some blockers back, which they did not just do. Let's go with 2 and 1 to take out this thing. Let this through and we're going to execute it. Let this through and we'll do some fancy blocks down the line. I guess that's the play. Draw out whatever combat trick is in there. One of your units into your hand. Oh, that's what it was. Oh, that's pretty bad for me, isn't it? I guess they're going to buff their... Whatever they buff is going to get executed. Unless it's their 0-4. Unless they don't buff anything. No. Yeesh. I suppose the correct play here is to shoot this thing. Get some Warcry. Sure. I could have attacked with this and activated my one of the infiltrates, but I'm sure it would have been this infiltrate. And that's not convincing. Alright, so who's getting buffed? Don't make it the 0-4. That would be the smartest move. Okay. This is fine. I think we're going to go 4, 5, 6. So I think we're going to go 2, 1, and then a chump block here. Yeah, let's do that. I don't love it. I don't know if they still have a combat trick. Not that Safe Return is. I mean, I guess it's a combat trick, but... You and your units are invulnerable to damage. Okay. So they get to freely kill these two. Or that. Or the 1-4, yeah. Okay. That's the difference that makes. Play the Sigil. Kill the 11-10. It's not like there's anything else that I want to kill. In with the 2-1 and nothing else. Sacrifice this 2-1 to get a blocker. And now my opponent has to draw. I could have attacked with like this and then taken out the 4-4 with Runic Revolver or the 0-4. Oh, that's what I should be doing. Yeah, that's a good point. Let's go into these two things. I just don't see why. No, I guess they would block, yeah. Probably with the 0-4. Because, like, it's all on the table. Oh, yes, this wasn't exhausted this turn. Well, that was incredibly foolish of me. It's not going to flip the game or anything, I imagine, but that was, like, obviously really, really silly. Deadly, eh? I probably want to kill that unit. It does have a single faction. Yeah, let's just do that. Kill it. In. Yeah, I did just throw away a card. That was really goofy. Once again, in. Okay. Yeah, it needs to block the 2-1. Okay. I could lose Runic Revolver here. I'm probably just going to chump block with the flag bearer because I don't think this thing is ever going to attack, even with the Blackguard sidearm. Yeah, let's do this so that their 0-6 doesn't have good blocks anymore. Probably they just don't block, yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Forgot it still had that ability. In, again. I could have killed this first, but I want the ability to kill the 0-6. It's not like I'm going to lose the ability to kill this thing. Okay. Okay. So the Magus is going to kill one of these two, and the Runic Revolver is going to kill whichever one the Magus doesn't kill. Unless they have Finest Hour. 3-9, okay. Yeah, that's certainly painful. I guess... Is this going to revert to 0? I'm not sure. Let me think about this. If I give this -2, -2... No, it's not going to revert to 0. It's just going to be a 0-4. So I'm going to put it on this thing so that I can kill this with Runic Revolver. I think that makes sense. I mean, later on, when it blocks anything from the flag bearer on up. Runic Revolver is ridiculously strong. Have I said that recently? It's ridiculously strong. Everything gets to go in. I get to Warcry. That probably eats the 1-1, I'm betting. No, okay, the 2-2. Yeah. Also makes sense. I don't know. No, I would block the 2-2 with the 0-4, the 5-5 with the 0-6, and kill the thing that's Warcrying, because Warcry is pretty devastating here. I get to take this thing out, play this. The next weapon or unit I draw is going to be fat because of the flag bearer. I guess I should save that as a surprise. Certainly, it's been a pleasure, because games are fun. Let's take this thing out. Aha, I get a Karmic Guardian. I'm kind of glad that my opponent didn't have that. I'll deal 2 damage to them as a surprise. I guess Karmic Guardian wouldn't have made a big difference. What do you draw? It is a refresh. Okay. Pretty sweet. Okay, I'm going to do some work for a while, I think, and then I'll come back later on today and play another draft. Until next time.